Can fish be depressed? Yes, absolutely. Depressed, when we talk about it in a human way, is very different from depressed in a animal way. But when I talk about like a depressed, meaning that a fish can be lethargic or something can be lethargic, absolutely. Yeah, and stress and emotional, if you want to call it that, mental factors can have physical consequences in slowing down the fish, which is depression as far as it's defined in the animal kingdom. Human depression is a lot deeper because we think too much. Would that basically mean a lack of motivation for doing things? No, depression, I think, as it's defined in the animal kingdom, is mental and emotional stimuli causing a slowdown in physical actions. You like carp, but what is the worst carp? Black carp, probably. What time of year is best for seeing shiners and breeding colors? Is it dependent on species or pretty universal? I'm looking for red sides in full color. It's entirely dependent on species, and if you're looking for red side, as in the California fish, the West Coast fish, that's nowhere near genetically related to most other fish in the United States. So I would just look up the breeding seasons of the specific species that you're targeting. I don't know when red sides breed off the top of my head. Most shiners fall into two categories, which is the first rain of spring, so the first cold rain that enters the water. So basically an influx of cold water will cause them to breed. And some fish breed when the water reaches its highest temperatures and it rains. So that's the two you tend to see. You tend to see like late summer and early spring are the two times that most shiners will breed. But any individual shiner can adapt any individual's strategy. And I don't know red side shiner well enough. There, Richardsonius is a weird, very weird genus genetically and taxonomically. So you'd have to look up that specific species. What's the story behind the Union Square Donuts hat you're wearing? I went to Boston 3-4 weeks ago, and they had this nice little indoor area that had a bunch of different shops and food places. And there was a donut shop there, and they had good donuts, and we were getting donuts, but they had a beanie hanging, and they had a black beanie hanging on the glass. And I was like, that's a pretty dope beanie. And so I asked, how much? And he said $20. And I was like, sure, $20 for a cool beanie, I'll do that.
Oh, you were in Boston? I hope you got better.
I am feeling much better, thank you. What kind of fish is the long, fat, silver ones in your tank? Those are satin fin or common shiners, the bigger ones. There's one spot fin, but are there fish in the Salt Lake? What is in like Salt Lake City, Utah? I guarantee there's fish in there. I don't know off the top of my head, but I bet there's fish in there. Come to NorCal. I know a great place for sticklebacks and red side shiners. I have all the sticklebacks, and red side shiners are in every creek on the West Coast. So I think I'll be okay, but thank you. Wonder if North Korea has endemic fish. They almost assuredly do. There's a bunch of genera of shiners that are in like endemic to certain rivers in like Japan and South Korea and all that. Why can't we have colorful freshwater fish in Europe? They're all green, brown, and silver. Three-spine stickleback in breeding colors is like the most colorful fish we have. Oh, do you think that? That's cute. You think that? Let me show you my friend, Dirty Jers. Shout out to Dirty Jers. This guy's the GOAT. This is my friend Mark. I go fishing with him all the time. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Europe doesn't have colorful fish. As he pulls this out of France. Man, why can't Europe have colorful fish? Homie pulled that out of South France, I think. Where was it? The Upper Rhine. Oh, maybe not France, it's the Rhine. But, you know, there's plenty of colorful fish in Europe. Shout out to Dirty Jers, though. He's the GOAT. How could I try to find the river habitat of my area so I could build a tank? I would just spend a lot of time there netting, getting to know what the environment's like, what the fish are like in there. Do you think there are fish in Fortnite? Don't you fish in Fortnite? Don't you like eat the fish for shield or something? Are there any European fish you'd like to see? I want to see every foxinus in the world, but I have not done so as of yet. Are those babies? Are you referring to the fish in my tank? Basically, every fish in my tank is at worst like an old juvenile. There's no true babies. Do you ever see any really cool aquatic insects while looking for fish? Yes, all the time. I find tons of leeches, tons of toe biters, which are like water, they're called water bugs, water scorpions. I found the larval stages of basically everything that can live in the water. I've tons upon tons of different snail species, so forth, tons of stuff. Thinking of starting a native fish tank. Any suggestions for fish/plants in Massachusetts? Well, Massachusetts has a lot low, or wait, is MA Maine or Mass? It doesn't matter. They have the same fish. Regardless of whether you're in Maine or Massachusetts, you have much lower diversity than New Jersey. And really the only minnows that you have on us are rainbow smelt, which you should not put in a tank. So probably do some like spot tail, swallowtail, shiner thing. That'd be cool. Oh, the light on the tank went out. Ohio dip netting video when? Probably no time soon, but fun fact, when I first started making YouTube videos, I wanted to go on a search in Ohio. I had talked to some ichthyologists there who were going to help me seine for the Scioto mad tom, which is a small dwarf catfish that went extinct in Ohio in the last 100 years. And I wanted to see if I could find it. Because imagine the headlines and the video title if I actually discovered an extinct species. What do you think about fully aquatic salamanders? They're pretty cool. I've never like purposefully tried to catch a salamander in my life with like a net, but I've caught all of the local species. I've caught newt, red salamander, dusky, two-line, all of the salamanders that New Jersey has just from netting structure, you know, to try and catch fish. I love exploring streams and rivers, but sadly they're mostly blocked by private property around me. You can always find entrance. I've never found a stream that I couldn't get in. So if I did a little bit of trespassing, who knows? Are you scared of any bug or animal? I don't like spiders. I have a weary relationship with them. I've gotten a lot better with spiders as I've learned about them and I can like identify them on sight. And I would hold a jumping spider. I'd hold most spiders without being worried about it. I'm not like actively scared of them, but I still have like a natural instinctual fear that kind of, you know, holds me back a little bit. Do we have a classification as viewers? Like, are we AVNJers or like minnows or something? I have never named my audience. People have asked me before, but I've never come up with a good name. So if you guys have a good name for what my audience should be called, call us your minnows. Minnows, reelers, hookers. Okay, well, I don't use a hook, so that doesn't make sense. Fishers, seahorses, Freddy Faz fish, baby human-shaped megalodons. Call us your minnows. That is kind of cute. How you doing today, my minnows? It sounds like a pet name, though. All right, I think I got to the end of the questions. Thank you for all the questions, chat. If you have a question in the future, please feel free to save it. Not ask me right now, and I will answer it during the next streams. Question time.